Hey guys, welcome back to the second episode of Art of Trading. I hope you have an understanding of what Forex market actually is. If you haven't watched the video, I'm putting the link up in the I button. As always, the presentation is for education purposes only and should not be mistaken as a trading advisory service. Moving on, let's discuss what will be covered in today's video. First, the most important part of the trading, how to make money trading in Forex. Next, we'll go through what is a pip, what is a lot, and what is the different types of Forex orders available. Let's look at the part where most of you have been waiting for, how to make money trading in Forex. The objective of Forex trading is to exchange one currency for another in expectation that the price will change. Let's look at an example. You bought 10,000 euros at the Euro USD exchange rate of 1.1500, which means you currently have 10,000 euros and you paid $11,500 for it. That is 10,000 into the exchange rate. Later on in the day, you sold those 10,000 euros at the exchange rate of 1.1520, which means you got $11,520. That is 10,000 into the new exchange rate for selling those 10,000 euros. The difference is $20. There you have it. You made money trading in Forex. So, in the previous example, you saw an exchange rate. You saw that there were two currencies involved. Now, why is that? The reason is, in every foreign exchange transaction, you are simultaneously buying one currency and selling another. So, if that is clear, the next question is, how do you know which currency you are buying and which you are selling? This is where the concept of base and code currencies come into the picture. So this is how an exchange rate looks like. Currency to the left of the slash is known as the base currency. It is also known as the reference element for the exchange rate. Currency on the right is called the counter or code currency. Now this is where it gets a bit tricky. When buying, the exchange rate tells you how much you have to pay in units of the code currency to buy 1 unit of the base currency. In the example above, you have to pay 1.21228 US dollars to buy 1 British pound. When selling, the exchange rate tells you how many units of the code currency you get for selling 1 unit of the base currency. In the example above, you will receive 1.21228 US dollars when you sell 1 British pound. The base currency represents how much of the code currency is needed for you to get 1 unit of the base currency. All Forex quotes are quoted with two prices, the bid and ask. The picture you can see is how these two different prices are displayed on a broker terminal. Now what is the bid price? The bid is the price at which your broker is willing to buy the base currency in exchange for the code currency. So, if you want to sell something, the broker will buy it from you at the bid price. Now let's look at the ask price. The ask price is the price at which your broker will sell the base currency in exchange for the code currency. So if you want to buy something, the broker will sell it to you at the ask price. Now, the difference between the bid and the ask price is known as the spread. So if you have read any Forex articles, you would have noticed the word pip, like Euro USD moved 30 pips, GBP JPY moved 70 pips, and so on. So what is actually a pip? Just like you say the distance between point A to point B is 10 kilometers, the change in exchange rate from one rate to another is denoted by pips. So basically, the pip is the unit of measurement to express the change in value between two currencies. If Euro USD moves from 1.1050 to 1.1051, that 0.0001 USD rise in value is 1 pip. So, a pip is usually the last decimal place of a price quote. Most pairs go out to 4 decimal places, but there are some exceptions like Japanese yen pairs, they only go out to 2 decimal places. For example, for Euro USD, it is 0.0001 and for USD JPY, it is 0.01. There are forex brokers that quote currency pairs beyond the standard 4 and 2 decimal places to 5 and 3 decimal places. They are quoting fractional pips, also called points or pipettes. You can see on the screen how a pipette is shown on the terminal as well as how the pips can be read. Now, how do you calculate the value of a pip? This is where we bring in a tiny bit of maths. It might be a little confusing, but it's not as difficult as it looks. These are two examples. First one, USD CAD is equal to 1.0200 to be read as 1 USD is equal to 1.0200 CAD. Value of pip will be 0.001, that is 1 pip, divided by 1.0200 into 1 US dollars, which will give you 0.00009804 US dollars. The second example is GBP JPY is equal to 123 to be read as 1 GBP is equal to 123 Japanese yen. Value of pip is equal to 0.01, that is 1 pip, because this is in case of Japanese yen, divided by 123 into 1 GBP, which will give you 0.0000813 GBP. If you haven't understood, rewind and hear it as many times as possible, or pause the video and take a look at the calculation. Now you know what an exchange rate means, how buying and selling works, what does a pip mean, and how do you calculate the value of pip. The next part is, how much do you buy? Forex is commonly traded in specific amounts called lots, or basically the number of currency units you will buy or sell. We have 3 different lot sizes in Forex. That is the standard lot, which is 100,000 units, the mini lot, which is 10,000 units, and the micro lot, which is 1,000 units. The units you buy will always be in multiples of these lot sizes. Moving on, let's talk about the factor that distinguishes day trading from long-term trading. This is leverage. Typically, the broker will require a deposit, also known as margin. The broker will also specify how much margin is required per lot traded. For example, if the allowed leverage is 100:1 or 1% of position required, and you wanted to trade a position worth $100,000, but you only have $5,000 in your account. Is it possible? For long term, definitely no. But for a day trade, of course, as your broker would set aside $1,000 as a deposit and let you borrow the rest. Since all the different basic matters are covered, there's only one thing left to discuss. That is the different types of Forex orders. The term order refers to how you will enter or exit a trade. Orders are divided into 2 broad buckets. That is the market order and the pending order. Now, what is a market order? Market order is an order instantly executed against a price that your broker has provided. You buy instantly or sell instantly. Now, what is pending order? It is an order to be executed at a later time at the price you specify. Let's look that in detail. There are 2 different types, the limit and the stop. In the first image, you can see the blue dot. That blue dot represents the current market price. Notice how the green line is below the current price? If you place a buy limit order here, in order for it to be triggered, the price would have to fall down here first. As you can see, a limit order can only be executed when the price becomes more favorable to you. In the same way, notice how the red line is above the current price? If you place a sell limit order here, in order for it to be triggered, the price would have to rise up there first. Now let's hear an example. Euro USD is currently trading at 1.2050. You want to go for a sell position if the price reaches 1.2070. You can either sit in front of your monitor and wait for it to hit 1.2070, at which point you would click a sell market order, or you can set a sell limit order at 1.2070, then you could walk away from your computer to attend other matters. If the price goes up to 1.2070, your trading platform will automatically execute a sell order at the best available price. you use this type of entry order when you believe the price will reverse upon hitting the price you specified. Now let's look at the stop order. Notice how the green line is above the current price? If you place a buy stop order here, in order for it to be triggered, the current price would have to continue to rise. And notice how the red line is below the current price? If you place a sell stop order here, in order for it to be triggered, the current price would have to continue to fall. Now let's look at an example. GBP USD is currently trading at 1.5050 and is heading upward. You believe that the price will continue in this direction if it hits 1.5060. Now you can do one of the following to play this belief. Sit in front of your computer and buy at market when it hits 1.5060 or set a stop entry order at 1.5060. Now let us look at the stop loss order. A stop loss order is a type of order linked to a trade for the purpose of preventing additional losses if the price goes against you. If you are in a long position, it is a sell stop order. If you are in a short position, it is a buy stop order. Now let's look at an example. You went long buy Euro USD at 1.2230. To limit your maximum loss, you set a stop loss order at 1.2200. This means if you were dead wrong and Euro USD drops to 1.2200, instead of moving up, your trading platform will automatically execute a sell order at 1.2200, the best available price, and close out your position. Now let's look at trailing stop loss. A stop loss order which is always attached to an open position and which automatically moves once profit becomes equal to or higher than a level you specified. Let's say that you have decided to short USD JPY at 90.80 with a trailing stop of 20 pips. This means that originally your stop loss is at 91. If the price goes down and hits 90.60, your trailing stop would move down to 90.80 or break even. Just remember though that your stop will stay at this new price level. It will not widen if the market goes higher against you. Going back to the example, with the trailing stop of 20 pips, if USD JPY hits 90.40, then your stop would move to 90.60 or lock in 20 pips profit. Your trade will remain open as long as the price does not move against you by 20 pips. If you like this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you have any further queries, please put it down in the comment section, or you can contact us through our Telegram channel. The link for the channel will be put in the description below. Thank you.